YouTube? Another video here from EF Buddies. Going to be doing something a little different today, which seems to be the new normal. Got a set of LS wheels, little LS mesh wheels I want to put on the Project Daily Driver. Got them super cheap, like 40 bucks for a set of 4, but unfortunately one of them's got some pretty severe curb rash. I want to try and use this TIG welder here to fix the curb rash. I'm going to try and add some filler, build it back up, and then, you know, grind it down and smooth it flat again, and then just kind of lightly polish the outer lip. I'll show you the damage on it right now. Well, the wheels aren't in great shape. There's actually a little nick over here too, but this is the concern here. I could let the air out of the tire. I was trying to separate the bead, but I don't have a tire machine, and so I just wedged this piece of metal in here. Hopefully this will work, but this is some pretty severe curb rash. Like almost the entire lip is gone. So what I want to do is try and clean this area up, grind it down, clean it up real good, and then use the TIG welder over here to... I'm terrible with this thing. I have hardly any practice with it. Destroyed a lot of aluminum with it so far, but again, we've only used it a few times, just trying to practice. We're still dialing it in. But this, I think, is thick enough to where I can't destroy the wheel. I'm just gonna, you know, get the torch on there, get it liquefied, and dab some filler in there all the way across. Let it cool, do it again, just to try and build it back up, and then I'll probably just use a little grinder or something to smooth it back out, and try and make a lip again. So I'm gonna get started, get set up, and see how it goes. Time-lapse footage for you, and let you know what I'm doing along the way. Alright, I got a few tools set up here to hopefully clean up this area that I'm going to attempt to weld on. Got my little die grinder here with the 3M sandpaper discs, and a couple different grits here set up. I'm going to see what works the best. This looks like it's been like this for a while, so there's a lot of dirt and impurities in the metal there. So TIG welding is very sensitive to impurities, or TIG welding aluminum is very sensitive to impurities and dirt. So I'm definitely going to try and grind this down to fresh metal, and then wipe it down with like some acetone, and then try to add some filler rod. So I'll set you up on a time lapse while I grind this down and clean it up, and we'll get back to you. Alright, I got everything set up the way I think I want it. Clean this up pretty good. Nice clean shiny metal now. I actually swapped this piece out for a piece of aluminum, so I'm not sure how it's going to react welding on AC frequency with steel touching aluminum, so I just swapped it out for a piece of aluminum. Got the ground clamp underneath the wheel clamped on there. Hopefully that makes a connection through the whatever paint or clears on the wheel. But got a fresh grind on the tungsten. Got that set. Got a fresh piece of filler rod, which everything I clean with acetone. I'm supposed to wipe it all down, because this dirt right here is what comes off of a brand new piece of filler right out of the package. So that's set up. I got the machine set up over here with the foot pedal. Got it on 100 amps right now. We're gonna try it and see how it goes. It's on the 240 volt plug, with an extension cord running all the way to my dryer plug in the basement. So it's a little bit to set up, but I'm gonna give it a shot and see what happens. So throw you on a time lapse and we'll get back to you. Alright, as you just saw on the time lapse there, I made my first pass to try and fill this in. Not too bad. I'm trying to lay them close together to keep this built up pretty nice, but you can see the imperfections or the impurities in the metal keeps it real cloudy. So I don't know, maybe I gotta keep the torch there a little longer to try and burn out the impurities, but I mean, that's not bad for first pass. It's not blowing out or anything. Just gonna keep building that back up, let it cool, build it up again, and eventually I'll have it level and I can grind it back down and try and square it off, make it look new again. So set you back up on a time lapse, run another pass on this. Alright, that was 3 passes now with the filler, so I don't know, it's probably going to take at least 2 more. I want to build it above the actual lip and then grind it down smooth to it. So let's see what it looks like here after 3 passes. I'm having a little bit of an issue where the arc keeps jumping to this piece of aluminum that I have wedged between the tire, so that's a bit of a problem. It's actually jumping to the wheel down here with the black spots and then the black spots on the backing plate, but I just didn't want the rubber from the tire sitting straight against the wheel and melt or catch on fire while I'm doing this, so decided to put something between it. But for never attempting this before, it's building metal up. That's the plan. Build it up and grind it back down. So I'm gonna keep doing that. And maybe if this actually works out, I'll try and fix this little gash over here. There's a little gash on the back of the wheel. I'll prop the tire down again and try and throw some in there, grind that smooth, and then I'm gonna end up giving these wheels a whole, quick polish, quick sand, and little buff job. So let's see what this thing comes out like. $40 for these set of wheels. See what I can make them look like. Alright, it's actually not coming out too bad. I think I got it built up enough to start grinding on it. I think it might be just above where the lip's supposed to be. I started trying to put some filler in on the inside, and the angle just wasn't right. It was just balling up on the filler rod, so it actually did look pretty good as far as bead wise until I started doing that, but it doesn't matter. It's getting ground down anyway. It's not about looks, just about filling the metal up. I'd like to get something on the back here, but that might be difficult with the tire on, so I'm going to see if I can bring all 4 wheels over to the tire shop tomorrow and have them pull the wheels off for me, or pull the tires off rather, so I can work on them a little better, clean them all up. Got tires coming in on Thursday, and right now it's Saturday, so I got quite a few days to try and clean the wheels up the best I can. And with the tire off here, I'd be able to make this probably damn near perfect, and you wouldn't even be able to tell. But yeah, for the first time trying to repair this curb rash deal, coming out pretty good. I don't know if you noticed in a couple of the time lapses, you've seen like a big arc happen, kind of an arc flash. That was actually me dipping the torch, the tungsten, into the puddle. So I had to stop and regrind the tungsten and start over. But yeah, that happens, especially when you're a beginner. You're gonna do it constantly until you get good. But yeah, I'm gonna hit it with the grinder now, on some time lapse for you. See if I can't get it shaped up half decent, and show you what it looks like in a few. I'm gonna try to put some filler on the back side of this lip because it's just not wide enough. So even grinding it's not gonna make much of a difference. It's still gonna be too thin, so give this a shot. Starting to look pretty damn good. I'll run one more pass down the second half. Look at that. This is a beautiful thing. Alright, let's take a better look at this after putting a little weld on the back side of it to fill that out. I think that's going to be a damn good repair. If I get the tire pulled off and I put some weld on the back, I'm going to be able to grind this thing right back to pretty friggin' perfect. Alright, I'm going to start grinding on this and see what happens. Alright guys, little update. It's actually the next day. I needed the weld on the back of the rim where the tire was covering, so since I ordered tires from the tire shop around the corner, I called them up and asked if I could bring the wheels over and have them dismount the tires now, since my tires won't be there for a few days. And they said no problem, so I brought them over there. I got the wheel set up over here with the tire off it. I think I got plenty of filler on this side to grind that back into shape, but right on top it's a little low, so I'm gonna run a bead or two across the top. Then I think I'll be able to sand it down, grind it down back into shape, and then I'll start working on cleaning up the whole rest of the wheel, but that's not going to be in this video. This is just the wheel repair video, so let me get started on this and hopefully show you the final product. Here's your quick look at it before I start grinding it down. It's really not supposed to look beautiful because it's getting ground down. I was, dropping some decent dimes on it, but then I just started hitting the torch on it and letting it kind of self-level, so it's less grinding I had to do. But yeah, that's where we're at. I think we got plenty of material to make that round again and flat on the top, so we'll get to grinding and see where we're at. Alright guys, another quick update. I actually decided to check over the other 3 wheels to see if any of those were really bad, and you've seen it in the time lapse, but you didn't know I was doing it. It was actually a different wheel. This one had some pretty severe rash on it too, and I did some welding, some grinding, sanding, and yeah, I'm extremely happy with the way that came out. If I didn't tell you, you probably wouldn't even know. But this is the wheel that I've been working on most of the time. This was the really bad spot. Didn't grind anything on that yet. But directly across from that, there was a pretty big gouge that I decided to take care of also. I'm about 90% done shaping this, but that was pushed out, or actually pushed in. And I had to grind a chunk out of there and then fill what was pushed in from behind. So we're looking pretty close there. And then it's just this one. So, yeah, guess I'll time lapse this last little grind down and alright guys, it's been a couple hours. Been working on these wheels. Just give you a look at them. Now, I know they're just you know, some Integra LS mesh wheels. Nothing spectacular, but I like bringing things back from the dead, and these wheels were pretty shot. But yeah, I'll be honest with you, I can't even tell which wheel was the one that had the terrible curb rash on it, because I brought them all in here and did some minor welding on all of them. Even if there was a little bit of curb rash, I just went ahead and either sanded it down with the Harbor Freight little belt sander thing, which is an excellent investment if you don't have one. You should definitely think about it. But yeah, I couldn't just do the one wheel. So there's a look at all 4 of them. If you can even point out which one was the one that had that giant chunk taken out of it, let me know. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Leave it in the comments, because at this point I'm confused, which I think is a good thing. I shaped them about the best I could. This is just stage 1 of the refresh. Now, obviously this is a heavy sand on here right now. I'm gonna have to step it down with the sandpaper grits and eventually hit it with some Mother's aluminum polish and clean them up. But as far as the center of the wheel goes, I'm not going crazy on them. The clear coat's, you know, cracked and peeling, and I'm just going to clean them the best I can and get the tires put on them. But that's what they look like, after a little bit of TIG welding on them and a little sanding, grinding, this, that, and the other. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. So if you like what we're doing over here and you want to see more stuff like this and anything EF related, make sure you drop a sub, drop a like, leave a comment, let us know what you think. But yeah, for now this is just part one of the refresh, and after I get the tires mounted and do a little polishing on these wheels, mount them up on Project Daily Driver, better look at them in the next video. So catch you on the next one.